Hello and welcome to the Eye, your English news bulletin. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi announced on Sunday a scheme called the Prime Minister Gati Shakti scheme aimed at giving a foundation for holistic infrastructure and an integrated pathway to the economy. Nagaland Chief Minister Nifuriyo said that great hope has risen concerning resolution of the Naga political issue due to what he says is a significant forward movement. In his address on the 75th Independence Day celebrations on August 15, Rio said that the peace talks over the years have made significant progress. As Taliban fighters entered the outskirts of the Afghan capital on Sunday, the Taliban leadership claimed that the lives of the citizens of Kabul are safe as the insurgent group will not take the Afghan capital by force and negotiation with the government is on for a peaceful surrender of Kabul. Now for the news in details. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi announced on Sunday a scheme called the Prime Minister Gati Shakti scheme aimed at giving a foundation for holistic infrastructure and an integrated pathway to the economy. The Prime Minister said that the new initiative worth Rs 100 lakh crore will bring employment opportunities to the youth, and the government is set to present the national master plan of the scheme in the near future. Addressing the nation from the Red Fort on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day, the Prime Minister said that while concentrating on modern infrastructure, India needs to work on developing new infrastructure with a holistic and integrated approach. He said to present to the people the Prime Minister Gati Shakti's National Master Plan in the near future. This new initiative worth Rs 100 lakh crore will bring employment opportunities to the youth, he said. Gati Shakti will help local manufacturers turn into globally competitive, and this will also develop possibilities for new future economic zones, he said. Walking the road of development, India needs to increase both manufacturing and export. PM Modi also mirrored India's manufacturing journey and said that recently India put on trial its first indigenous aircraft carrier. PM Modi also mirrored India's manufacturing journey and said that recently India put on trail its first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, into the seas. Today, India is building its own fighter planes and submarines. Gaganyaan 2 is set to take India to new heights in space, he said. Nagaland Chief Minister Nifuriyo said that great hope has risen concerning resolution of the Naga political issue due to what he says is a significant forward movement. In his address on the 75th Independence Day celebrations on August 15, Rio said that the peace talks over the years have made significant progress. Part of this great country, the people and the state continue to be in pursuit of the final solution to the Naga political issue, which remains as old as this nation itself, the Chief Minister of Nagaland said in his address. Hopes have risen to a great extent, as in the recent years there has been significant forward movement on this issue, he said. According to Nifuriyo, the Naga political groups have been in ceasefire with the government of India for a long time, and the peace talks over the years have made significant progress. It has been possible to understand each other's position and reach a broad consensus on most of the issues, the Chief Minister said. Rio asserted that the Naga people sincerely appreciate the government of India for recognizing the unique history and position of the Naga people and for acknowledging the problem as a political issue. The Chief Minister spoke also about the state government playing the role of an active facilitator to the ongoing Indo-Naga political peace talks over the past years. To give further impetus on the peace talk and to arrive at the final solution at the earliest, the government formed a parliamentary committee on Naga political issue consisting of all members of the Nagaland Legislative Assembly and the 2 members of the parliament. It also constituted a core committee to ensure a focused approach in its role as a facilitator, the Chief Minister said. The committee has appealed to the negotiating parties to move forward with a positive approach of mutual respect and set aside preconditions in the greater interest of the people's cry for long-term peace, he said, adding that the government has also appealed to all the Naga political groups to make serious efforts towards unity and reconciliation. As Taliban fighters entered the outskirts of the Afghan capital on Sunday, the Taliban leadership claimed that the lives of the citizens of Kabul are safe, as the insurgent group will not take the Afghan capital by force and negotiation with the government is on for a peaceful surrender of Kabul. A Taliban spokesperson has told Reuters that they are in talks with the Afghan government for a peaceful surrender of Kabul. This comes a day after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani addressed Afghan nationals and said the Afghan leadership is mobilizing the army and the situation won't be allowed to escalate anymore. He said he was in talks with international leaders, and after having back-to-back meetings on Saturday, it was decided that an authoritative team will negotiate a ceasefire and an interim set with the Taliban leadership. Taliban leaders engaged in talks with the government in Doha said fighters have been asked to stand at the entry points at Kabul. Afghan forces must stop gunfire and allow passage to all civilians and foreigners now, while the Taliban have not used force in Kabul, the Taliban leader told Reuters. The Taliban advancement in the capital was only a matter of time as the insurgent group reached near the capital on Saturday. Early on Sunday, Jalalabad, Afghanistan's last major city besides the capital not held by the militants, fell to the Taliban, and militants posted photos online showing them in the governor's office in Jalalabad. At around noon, the Afghan presidential palace on Sunday said firing was heard at a number of points around Kabul, but the security forces were in control of the city. US officials said they were ferrying their diplomats from the embassy to the airport, and more troops were being sent to aid the evacuation process. In more local news, Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio feels that the resolution of the border dispute between Assam and Nagaland should be settled by the state government by involving the local communities from both sides. The Chief Minister gave the statement in his address during the 75th Independence Day celebrations. Nagaland has a long-standing interstate border dispute with the state of Assam, the Chief Minister said. According to Neiphiu Rio, there were some recent tense situations along the Assam border for which the government took proactive steps along with Assam government to de-escalate the situation. Further, a select committee of the House has also been constituted to examine all aspects of the Assam-Nagaland border issue, he said. Nonetheless, he said to feel that the border issue should be settled amicably by the two state governments by involving the local communities from both sides. On other matters, the Chief Minister referred to the pandemic and that the ferocity of the second wave of the pandemic had tested the state's capacities and resilience. But we have made efforts to combat the pandemic, he said. Giving updates, he said that the state has now 6 functional PSA oxygen plants with a daily capacity of 3.7 metric tons, and 19 more plants are under installation in various district hospitals and some community health centers. Nagaland has now a total of 1,816 oxygen concentrators and 6,082 oxygen cylinders of various capacities, he said. The state is also building a 200-bed hospital for acute medical care at the CIHSR in Dimapur, which is likely to get operational in a few weeks from now, the Chief Minister said. This hospital, in the short run, will also be invaluable for the people, including children, should there be a third wave of COVID-19, he said. The handing over of Rs 2 crore 70 lakhs was held today to Mon Village Council and landowners for land compensation of 90 acres for the medical college in Mon. The Deputy Commissioner of Mon Tawasilan K informed HornbillTV that the medical department is working on the tenders and it's expected to come out with furnished details such as design of the college, and then submission will be done. He informed that since there are multiple landowners in the said 90 acres, detailed survey will be done and money compensated to rightful owners proportionately. The compensation money was handed over to Nokpen Konyak, Council Chairman, Mon Village, in the presence of Pang Yupo, Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Deputy Commissioner, the SP, KU President, KNSK, KSU, Secretary Health, Executive Engineer, Medical Engineering and senior officers from the department was also present. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Rio, has stated that the pandemic has made the people realize the importance of skill building and to make the people self-reliant. For this reason, Rio said in his Independence Day speech on August 15 that the government is focusing on strengthening the agriculture and allied sectors. According to the Chief Minister, the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns required to check the spread of infection have made the state realize the importance of building the skills of the people and making them self-reliant to earn their livelihoods. The government has therefore focused on strengthening of agriculture and allied sector, skill and service sector, and trade and commerce with the 4 key objectives, namely self-reliance, reskilling, gainful employment and facilitation, the Chief Minister informed. On the eve of the 75th Independence Day, tension along Assam-Mizoram border escalated once again on Saturday after a primary school in Hailakandi district of Assam was bombed by unknown miscreants, a senior police officer said. Of the lower primary Sahib Mara LP school were damaged in the incident that took place around 11:30 p.m. on Friday at Katurtal area, Hailakandi. Superintendent of Police Gaurav Upadhyay said, adding that no person was injured. The bombing was done by miscreants from Mizoram side between 11 and 11:30 p.m. The area comes under Gutkuti police outpost and we have raised the security immediately after the incident. We are trying to ensure that this incident does not create fear among the residents in the locality. We are also investigating the matter and once it is completed, we will be able to give a clearer picture. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said he will write to his Mizoram counterpart and request for a probe into the blast. As the incident occurred within their territory, the Assam police will conduct an inquiry into it. He said that the intelligence reports had suggested sporadic incidents may occur along the border and had mentioned about it in the assembly on Friday. This is the second such instance in the area after Muliwala Lower Primary School was bombed in February this year by unknown miscreants, police added. Sahib Mara LP School, located 2 kilometers off the Assam-Mizoram border, demarcated by Survey of India map, was attacked by grenades while it was closed due to the second wave of COVID-19. Superintendent of Police of Kolasib District, Mizoram, Vanlalfa Karalte said, the place of bomb blast is not a disputed area. It is Assam area with clear boundary. These days, as Assam police are on patrolling duty in the area, no Mizo from Bairabi town have entered to the area of bomb blast. This is the handiwork of some miscreant from Assam who try to defame Mizoram and disrupt the ongoing peace process between Assam and Mizoram, he said. Nagaland celebrated the 75th Independence Day of India on August 15 with the state's districts and administrative units participating in the customary pageantry of parades and other commemorative events. In Kohima, Chief Minister Rio unfurled the national flag. In Longleng, Nagaland Legislative Assembly Speaker Sharing and Lungkumar unfurled the flag. In Dimapur, Minister of PHE Jacob Zimomi unfurled the national flag and gave awards to villages that were recognized as having been fully vaccinated. In Zunoboto, Advisor for School Education KT Sukalu unfurled the national flag. In Mokokchung, Minister for TPT and Land Resources P. Paiwang Konyak unfurled the national flag. The chief guest also gave away the district awards. The formal program was followed by cultural items, during which cultural troupes from Modum Riju Cultural Club, from Mungsanyimti Village, Sumi Union of Mokokchung Town and the Konyak Union of Mokokchung Town presented various items. Later, the minister inaugurated a district-level exhibition organized by the Atma in collaboration with the Agriculture and Allied Departments and the District Administration of Mokokchung. Reports from other districts about the Independence Day celebrations that were yet to be received at this time. The government will establish e-commerce platforms to provide a market for the products made by self-help groups, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday. Delivering his customary address to the nation on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day on Sunday, the Prime Minister said that there are more than 8 crore women in the village who are associated with self-help groups who make products. The government will prepare an e-commerce platform for their products to get a big market in the country and abroad, he said. He further said that the country is moving forward with the slogan of Vocal for Local. India has started the Local for Vocal initiative, and it is the people's responsibility to buy indigenous products, he said. The vision of plastic-free India can only be made true if the country stops the use of single-use plastic completely, Modi said. Talking about development in rural areas, he said that today people see villages changing rapidly. In the past few years, facilities like road, electricity have reached villages, he said. Today, the optical fiber network is providing the power of data to villages, the Prime Minister said. As a part of the celebrations, Modi also hoisted the national flag at the Red Fort. As in other parts of the country, the 75th Independence Day was celebrated in Manipur. The state-level celebration was held with Chief Minister N. Biren Singh hoisting the national flag amid playing of the national anthem at the 1st Battalion, Manipur Rifles ground. During the program, the Chief Minister reviewed the Guard of Honor and took salute from 12 parade contingents. Speaking during the occasion, N. Biren Singh, the Chief Minister, said Manipur has achieved remarkable progress and development in the past 4 years and a half, stating that the law and order situation have seen significant improvement during this time. The Chief Minister said that 1,039 underground cadres belonging to different outfits have laid down arms till date, and the most recent being 20 cadres of the Thadao People's Liberation Army and Valley-based groups who surrendered in March 2021. Further, the government's proactive efforts to make Manipur a blockade and bun-free state to ensure its all-round development has resulted in drastic decrease of buns and blockades in the last few years. He said and added that Manipur was awarded the most improved small state in the overall and law and order category in the annual State of the States survey carried out by India Today. The Chief Minister spoke also about the war on drugs campaign, judiciary, farmers and agriculture, the COVID-19 pandemic and the response against it, tourism, water supply, road development, sports and universities, among others. During the Independence Day celebrations, the Chief Minister also handed over awards, medals, commendation certificates and trophies to individuals and teams. That's all for the eye. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.